What is up, enthusiasts? It is Cedar Flags here, and welcome back to another one of my videos. So, like many of my other videos, today I want to talk about a brand new coaster model that I think is going to blow up in the near future. And we are going to a company that has been the subject of a lot of these videos, Vekoma. So, Vekoma has had a very interesting history to say the least, but when it comes to what people call modern Vekomas, you might think of the tilt coasters and the multi-launches, but today, we are going to be focusing on another direction that Vekoma is going in. When you think of Vekoma right now, you probably think of the big tilt coasters or the multi-launch coasters, but today, we are going to be focusing on Vekoma's newest model. Debuting in 2023, this is the Family Launch Coaster. So what are some traits of the Family Launch Coaster? Well, it's a multi-launch coaster, it has a tamer layout, but it meanders a lot. And there are two of these coasters confirmed so far. One of them is Big Bear Mountain at Dollywood in the United States, which is going to be the subject to my footage a lot in this video, but then there is another one being built in Europe called Lightning at a park in Sweden. And if you want to count Cosmic Rewind in this category, you can, but that's kind of a separate ride within itself. So my question is, there are two already being built the year it debuted, so are there going to be more in the very close future? This is Cedar Flags, and today, we are going to be talking about the future of the Vekoma Family Launch Coaster. So, for this category of the video, I want to talk about another coaster by another manufacturer. This is Hagrid's Magical Creatures Motorbike Adventure at Universal Studios in Orlando. This is at their Islands of Adventure Park, and to say the least, it is one of the most popular roller coasters on the planet. It's popular for its incredible scenery and its meandering tamer layout. Look at how many parks have been inspired to build one of these coasters since then. I mean, look at the SeaWorld parks like Dark Coaster and Arctic Rescue. All of these, in my opinion, I think were inspired off of Hagrid's. They are family-style launch coasters, and they are very appealing. And other parks from around the world are looking for something similar. A family launch coaster that's long and adventurous, but is more about the experience than the thrill itself. So, let's compare and contrast. A ride like Hagrid's was $300 million, and a ride like Big Bear Mountain is much less than that, and it's within a lot of budgets of amusement parks. So, Vekoma basically saw what was happening with this industry and said, let's build our own version of Hagrid's. Not necessarily Hagrid's, but our own version of a family launch coaster. So, if parks want a family launch coaster, and want it to be, like I said, more of an experience than a thrill, they could contact us instead. Look at Big Bear Mountain, for example. This is a completed version of this, and to say the least, it is getting very positive reviews at this point. It has a very unique track type, it has LAM launches, and it is, like I said, instead of being forceful, it is a very meandering ride. But the families are loving it, kids are loving it, and even the thrill seekers are loving it as well. This is a ride that won't necessarily make a lot of people's top 30, but a ride that many people enjoy and say that it is an overall positive experience at this amusement park. People want a fun, meandering launch coaster, and this is where it comes from. So, what is next for this ride model? The first park I want to talk about is Kentucky Kingdom in Louisville, Kentucky. Also owned by the same people as Dollywood and Hershend, this park is going under a massive renovation right now. Their whole back of the park, including T3, has just closed down, and there are several acres of land that are left to be desired. This park doesn't have a launch coaster, and it is very good when it comes to intermediate thrills. Look at a ride like Thunder Run or Kentucky Flyer. These are definitely intermediate level thrills, and I think this park needs even more. A Vekoma family launch coaster, like a smaller version of Big Bear Mountain, would be absolutely incredible here. Yes, I would see something a little smaller with a more compact layout, but I would still love to see something like this here. It would be intriguing for families and, like I said, thrill seekers. These are very low to the ground coasters, so it wouldn't interfere with any sort of height limit that the park had, and overall, it would add a completely new experience to the area and the park as well. Up next, we have Hershey Park in Hershey, Pennsylvania. Now, this park currently has Storm Runner as a launch coaster, and that is, to say the least, an incredible ride, but it is obviously much more thrilling. Very similar to the Kentucky Kingdom scenario, what if a family wants to ride a launch coaster? Well, That's not going to work with a ride like Storm Runner. A Vekoma launch coaster could be mildly thrilling and oriented towards families. And in the new Chocolate Town area of the park, I could see something like this thrive, because there's so much empty land there, and an already thrilling Hyper and Candemonium, so why not add a family coaster to complement this area? The next park I want to talk about are the Six Flags parks. Now, Six Flags has started recently working with Vekoma once again at parks like Six Flags St. Louis with Rookie Racers. This is going to be a brand new Vekoma kiddie coaster, so if Six Flags is able to work with Vekoma once again, why not start now and make it even more? Why not add, like I said, one of these models to a Six Flags park? Look at Great Adventure, for example. I think it would do wonders here. And it would be different from King Ka, obviously, because King Ka is the world's tallest coaster. It's one of the most thrilling coasters out there. And then, it is complemented by a family multi-launch that a lot of families will enjoy as opposed to the thrill seekers. I could also see this at a park like Six Flags Discovery Kingdom with a very scenic vista on a lake and a very big lack of family coasters, as most of the big coasters there go upside down. So, this would be a natural contrast to that, where it would have no inversions but have a pretty thrilling layout. Up next, I want to talk about Silverwood. This is a park located in Hayden, Idaho on the Panhandle up north, so it's pretty remote compared to others, but that has not stopped it from getting a lot of expansion in the past few years. Quite recently, they got Stunt Pilot, which is a brand new RMC single rail coaster. So, that was a thrilling ride, and they've worked with Vekoma in the past, so why not start over and make a new family Vekoma to appeal, like I said, to the families. Up next we go to what I would like to call my wildcard pick. This is Universal. So Universal, to say the least, works with a lot of manufacturers. They've just built a B&M overseas, they are building 2 mock launch coasters, and they have built multiple Intamins in the past. So why not stop there? They've worked with Vekoma in the past, so why don't they work with Vekoma again? I think if Universal continues to expand with these little family parks like the one that they're building in Texas, maybe they could build something in similar style to Big Bear Mountain at one of those parks. And finally, I want to go over to Europe to talk about some Merlin parks. Now, Merlin isn't limited to Europe, but that is where the majority of their parks are located. Some of the parks I would love to see a Vekoma launch coaster at would be something like Chessington, where they just added a ride like Jumanji, and then a park like Alton Towers would be absolutely incredible too. Or even imagine a ride like this at the Legoland parks all across the world. I think it would be a great fit at Legoland, and they could theme it pretty well. And very similar to how Big Bear Mountain is with its scenery, it could have a lot of visuals with it, as Legoland loves to decorate their rides. Obviously, we don't know the future, and that is where we currently are right now. So, what are your thoughts on this coaster model? Like I said, personally, I really like the idea, and I hope more of these pop up all over the world. Anyways, if you enjoyed the video, like, comment, and subscribe, and click the link in the description for my links, including my Instagram, my TikTok, and my merchandise. Anyways, until next time, this is Cedar Flags, and I'll see you all later.